This is the seventh and last lecture here in this course. In this lecture, we will be talking about the submission of the final draft, which is the draft that you have been actually asked to amend. The first draft you have, this is, sorry, the amended draft. So the first draft, you sent it to us. We have actually asked you to make some changes here and there. And then in the final draft, this is the draft that you are going to be assessed on. You are going to be evaluated on this draft. On the last lecture, we talked about a number of issues regarding the structure of the proposal. Sorry, we talked about the page layout, numbering of pages, the title page, how should it look like, the spelling and the grammar mistakes, the paragraph, line spacing. Please make sure that you follow all of these things and make sure that all of the points, the table of contents, the abstract, the introduction, the literature review, the research methodology, significance of research, the limitations of the study, expected results, ethical considerations, references, appendices if there are any, they should be present in your proposal. And they should be sequenced, which means that they should be in the order we have given you. I shouldn't, some students actually, I'm not really sure if they have read the guide or if they have seen the recorded lectures. They do not follow the guidelines actually, and they do not follow these points as they have been put in the slides. So some of them, I've noticed, some of you that you put introduction, literature review, and then expected results. What's this? Your research has to be in a certain order, and this order actually has been given to you. You have no excuse. You cannot say, well, I don't know what's the order. No, go back. If you don't know, ask about it. We can tell you. And actually this semester and in the semester inshallah that are inshallah going to come next year, inshallah, and the year before and the year after, it's going to be the guide. The guide now is your reference. You don't have to ask your friend sometimes about a number of things. If there is anything which is not mentioned there in the guide, no problem. Ask about it. Ask us, ask your friends, ask your supervisor directly. The submission of the final draft has actually a number of things that you should follow. I have put it like this, and where, when, how, what, who, why. Some of you, you have the right to ask these questions, but they are mentioned in the guide, and I said that I'm going to record this lecture so that it's going to be more clear to you what things should be included and how are they going to be presented. We'll start with the where, how, who, and what to submit. You need here to submit your final draft to the email address of your allocated supervisor. What is your final draft? It's, as I said later, earlier on, it is the piece of work that you have actually been working on throughout the whole semester. You've been actually working on this document for a number of weeks or months. You've started with a very tiny bit. You started with few sentences, with the thesis statement, with the tools of research. Then your first draft, we have given you our feedback on the thesis statement and the topic. We said, okay, yes, go ahead, choose this topic, write about it. Then the first draft, you have written the first draft, we've given you our comments, and then after you have responded to our comments, it is the time that you should submit your final draft. This is, as I said earlier, this is the point, this is the piece of work in which you are going to be assessed, and it should be actually written in a language which is free, as we said, from grammatical and spelling mistakes. I have actually put email address in bold type here. Why? Because some of you and some of my students, first of all, they have sent me their first drafts to my personal email, to the university email. No, I am not using these anymore for this course. For this course, I'm using an email which I have put in the deanship's website. It is there. Please go and see it. This also applies to other supervisors. They've got their own emails. If you are going to send it to another email, which you have found maybe in the university's website and in the forum of the students, in the students forum, you may not receive a reply. Please make sure that when you send your final draft, please send it to the email address you have been given in the guide, or the email address you have been given in for your supervisor. It should be in Word format, the final draft, and attached to the email. Some students, they send us PDFs. No, how can we actually check it? We want something which is according to our criteria, according to the things that we have actually told you to follow. We said that we want it in Word, so please don't send it as a PDF, and it should be attached. Some students, they by mistake, it happens that they send an email with no attachment. Please make sure that when you see the button or the icon of attachment in the email, that means it has been attached to the email. And make sure that you have a subject or a title of your email or of your message. So it should be as follows: final draft, you write final draft, your name, and then your academic number. And this also applies to the file. Also name the file. Some of you, you don't put a name for the file. No, copy this one from the title of the message and paste it into the file. That's it, so that you can be consistent. Final draft, my name, my academic number. Paste it also in the Word document. That's it. Also make sure that you use your own email, or the same email that you have been using for correspondence with your supervisor over the past few months. We have noticed that some students are not using their emails. Somebody else is actually sending their works on behalf of them. This is okay, no problem. But please make sure that you use your own email. And even if somebody else is working for you or is doing it for you, most of you now have email accounts. So please use your email account. And if you don't have one, or if you don't have any, please use the one that you have been using with your supervisor over the past few months or weeks in this course, so that we can be able to identify you. We can be able to know. Some students, unfortunately, and it happened with a lot of supervisors, and it happened with me as well. Some students, unfortunately, they send their final drafts, first drafts, thesis statements, whatever. They do not put a subject. There is no subject. There is actually no their name is not actually there in the document. So how can we know that you are the one who sent it? And then after a couple of weeks, you say, well, my doctor or my supervisor has not replied to me. I haven't heard from him. It could be because of you, because you have not followed the instructions, because you have actually sent him the work without a name. So your name should be, as I said, should be written in the document, inside the document, and you should title the document, or you should name the document with your name, final draft, and academic number, and also the subject of the message. I'm going to say something else here. We noticed also that some students, they attach the email, they write a subject, they straight away send the email. So what? This is okay. The problem that I have is that you think this is okay for you. No, it's not okay. Please read something, write something. Say, dear Dr. blah blah blah, please find attached attached final draft for this course. Thank you very much. Best regards. Kind regards, whatever. Say something. We want to know that you are the one who wrote it actually. Some people, they actually write in Arabic. No, please write in English. Do not write any sentence in Arabic. You are an English department, you are a student in the English department here. Please write in English. This is very basic language. So very, very simple language. So just write something to us, few lines that would actually indicate that you know English. And make sure also that when you write these lines, that they are free from grammatical mistakes or spelling mistakes. Some of you, their writings are full of these errors. The other thing is the other question is why and when to submit. When to submit, we want you to submit the final draft, and the deadline for submitting it is the end of week 13. Please do not send us from week 12. No, when week 13 starts, start sending your final draft. Some students, they send it from week 8, 9. I have received some, maybe one or a couple of proposals, a couple of proposals. There are not so many, but I'm saying that you should actually send them on this week. Send them by the end of the week 13 or at the start of this week. And why we want you to send them here at this time? Because failure to submit your final draft in a timely manner, on time, will make you lose 2 marks per day. So if you are late, because you've got enough time now to go back and correct your changes, amend them. You've got time to make all of these amendments to your first draft. You have no excuse. Week 13 means that it is week 13. Week 13, it does not mean that it is week 14 or 15. Some of you may turn up late and say, well, I was busy, I was with somebody else was actually in need of my help. I was helping my friend, I was helping my we know this. You can have your document, upload your document, attach it to the email, and then send it to us. That's it. This is just an email. If you have finished, I'm saying this, if you have finished your final draft, and the only thing which is left is just sending it. So please make sure that you send it on time. And there may be some final touches, as they say. Put the final touches here and there, and that's it. Send it before before you lose these marks, because it's really important. Getting the full mark here in this course means that you send your proposal in time, and that your proposal is free from grammatical and spelling mistakes. So these are the things that are not actually some students are not aware that they are really important. They are. So please make sure that you that you secure these marks. Putting here a link which has got the list of the names of the students, males and females, which has got the 2 icons, also 2 more icons about the instructions and the guide for this course. Please, for those of you who have not actually had a look at the guide, please, you still have time. You've got a chance now. Please go back, read it thoroughly, read it carefully, understand what we want of you, from you, so that you can actually, inshallah, pass this course, and you will get the mark that you actually been expecting, and that you deserve, inshallah. I wish you all the best in this course, and I thank you for listening to these lectures. They are really important. Please follow them word by word, and inshallah you will be successful. Thank you very much indeed.